Today's episode of Ask Us Anything, Sadie is on her own. Not. Welcome back to Ask Us Anything. We are back, like I just said. So we haven't done this in a while.
No, it's been a long time.
Yeah, but we've got questions, so we have answers for you. So, first question, let's get right into it. This question we had from a member of ours who has asked us on behalf of probably most ladies who are in this situation right now. So what it was she wanted to know how you could get rid of that tummy flap after a C-section. So I was doing some research, and a lot of people call it different things. So it's like a C-section flap. I think there was a C-section shelf. She called it, I can't remember what she called it, so it was quite funny, but I can't remember what it was. But anyway, they want to know, she wants to know, and I'm sure other people want to know, how do you get rid of this little shelf that you get after a C-section? So, do you have any answers?
Pin it to me, but I don't know.
So, I thought we'd have this problem, because Sadie's never had a child, so she wouldn't have had a C-section, and obviously I haven't had a C-section. So, I've actually done quite a lot of research on this question before I thought I'd answer it. Now, everything came back to basically there was no answers. It's literally the exact same thing you do with everything. So forget the exercises you're capable of and all of that stuff. We're talking about how you can specifically get rid of body fat from that area so you no longer see a shelf. And the reason you actually see that little dent is because when you have a C-section done, you're left with a scar, and that scar is sealed off quite tightly. So you kind of like think of it like a pillow. Yeah, so you've got a nice round pillow, then you put a seam in it, you get a little slit, and then you get a fold, so then you've got like a bump over. If you take the seam out, obviously that won't be there, but you can't do that because you've got a C-section scar. You're going to have that permanently forever. So what you have to do is reduce body fat. So again, coming back to the pillow, if you took out all the filling, the pillow would just go flat. Yeah. But if you filled it up in the two areas, you're gonna have.
It's gonna be. I guess it's gonna get more pronounced.
Yeah, you're gonna have a bump. So I actually have something similar. So I have a scar. You've probably seen it on holiday and stuff like that. So I have a scar that goes across here. So it's from an operation I had when I was younger, and it's literally on my pec. So when I gain a little bit of body fat, it gets a bit bigger, and it looks like I have basically like man boobs. So I have a little fold there. But every time I get leaner, it disappears and it looks flatter and it looks smoother. So if you're a woman who's had a C-section, you've got a little fold there, the leaner you get, the better it will look. So, and unfortunately the only way you're ever going to get rid of it completely is by actually removing all body fat. Well, not all body fat, but most of the body fat. So you have to kind of get quite lean, and that's a difficult one.
I guess if you can reduce it, then that's the main thing, isn't it?
So slowly over time, just do the things you have to. So that's taking care of your calories, controlling your food intake, and working out. And you will over time lose body fat, and it will look less and less and less of a fold there. That's the answer.
Sums it up nicely.
Okay, so the second question we had was about motivation, and this person just basically was talking about how they could get motivated. They wanted to know just how do you motivate yourself? How do you get motivated? And like, how do you carry on? Like with training and stuff.
I would say, first and foremost is goals. Like, I do think having a goal and having a specific reason to why you're doing something first and foremost really helps. Like, if you just go out there and you start training or whatever it is, but you don't have anything in mind of what you want to achieve or by a certain date, you kind of don't stay kind of on it. So I think first and foremost is find your why are you doing it, what it is you want to achieve, make that specific to you, and set yourself some goals.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what I was going to say. The other thing I would add is, I think motivation's a bit of a bullshit term. So what I mean by that is, you're gonna have peaks and troughs.
Definitely.
Like, so you're gonna go up and down, up and down. Everyone always expects it to be high, and that's not really how it works. Like, it's like people rely on willpower and motivation to achieve your goal.
But sometimes, I don't know if you find that's not enough sometimes.
Yeah.
It really isn't.
But that's the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
Like, it's something that you can't rely on. What you need to do instead is like focus on your why. So like set some really, really strong reasons that will make you get out of bed in the morning and go to the gym, or make you work out regardless of how you feel on the day. So like motivation is something that you just, sometimes you feel motivated, sometimes you don't. But if you have a strong why, that's never going to disappear. And when I talk about a strong why, I'm talking, don't set some bullshit reasons like I want to get into shape and I want to look good and then that's it. Like have a meaningful reason for why you want to get into shape. So for you, it could be anything. Like, I don't know, like what's your why? Like why do you kind of get into?
I think for me, it's I want to feel good without clothes on. Like I want to be confident when I go on holiday. I want to be confident in front of my partner. I think for me it's like I want to build on my self-esteem, like all stuff like that. So it's not just I just want to feel good and look good. Like I think everyone wants that, but I want to feel comfortable being in no clothes in front of my partner, which sometimes I don't feel. So I think stuff like that. And also, just to add, I think it's important to find something that you enjoy. Like if your motivation's low, I feel like you need to be doing your training is something that you enjoy. Like you're not just going and it's a chore. So I think that's another thing. Make sure whatever you're doing with nutrition as well, make it so that you're enjoying the process. I think that's another important thing.
And then the other thing is like fake motivation a little bit as well. So like I'm sure there are factors in your life that kind of inspire you or would make you feel really strongly. Like, so sometimes people watch videos and stuff like that make you feel a bit more motivated. Well, why don't you do the same thing with other things in your life? So like, I don't know, how would it make you feel, if you've got kids right now, picturing your kids at your deathbed crying, screaming that their mum or their dad has passed away. Like, if you're not working out and you're not looking after your health, like that kind of thing will happen earlier. Let's say it's before their wedding day or before you get to kind of see them graduate or something like that. If you're not taking care of yourself, fake your motivation. Like, think of scenarios like that. And I know it seems a bit dark and a bit like, you know, this episode's kind of taken a bit of a turn, but I'm being serious. Like, I do it all the time. Like, you know, I make up fake scenarios in my head that when I'm not feeling it and stuff, and then I go for it. Like, do whatever you can to kind of make that motivation come up.
Yeah, I think that's a good one.
Alright, so next question. So off the top of my head, this question went something like, I don't have a lot of time to work out. What can I do in about 30 minutes? So I won't go into major detail with this question because we've answered it before. So I'll put the link, there'll be a little clip here of the video playing now, but we've answered it and we recorded a video. So I'll put a link in the description and you'll be able to watch that video and watch the workout, and then you can go from there. So that will answer that question.
Sorry.
Is there something on you?
I thought so, it was on me.
It's like that wasp episode again. Other than that, we don't have any more to say. The questions have been answered so far. So if you have any further questions for us, you can do two things. So you can, one, let us know in the comments below what your questions are, or two, if you don't feel quite comfortable yet asking us in the comments, just send us, go to this link here actually, and then you can send your question anonymously through there, and then we'll answer it for you.
Hopefully those answered your questions. That was a bit of a tongue twister. Hopefully our answers answered your questions.
Yeah, if you asked those questions anyway.
Yes, and you found those tips kind of useful.
Yeah, and if you did, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you don't miss any more episodes and you can keep up to date with all of them.
See you next time.
Okay, so we're back. Welcome to another episode of Ask Us Anything.
Is that the real thing?
Yeah, that's how we're gonna do it.